let's see, where do we start? So the self-defense class.
Yes.
What inspired you to want to do this class?
I was inspired to do a self-defense class, honestly, because I was personally attacked. I try to act like it was another reason, because I just try to act like it was another reason other than that. But I don't know that I'd have been so drawn to it if I hadn't been attacked myself and know what it feels like to be caught off guard in such a way. All the aftermath that followed it, I wouldn't want anybody to go through that. And it was totally unexpected, especially because it wasn't anything. Somehow a lot of women, they get like sexually attacked, and then especially with the Me Too movement and things like that going on, so it's a lot of that. But there's other things that go on too. You know, I was just attacked by a coworker. We were just on tour, and it was nothing of a sexual nature. The guy had a bad day and decided to take it out on me. That's.
I want to be clear. This is the incident you're talking about with Torry, and it happened in Japan. Can you just why were y'all even in Japan?
We were in Japan on tour. You know, comedians, we come over and we do military tours, and we go to different bases and perform for the military. And that was, I'd been over there several times. You know, this was unlike, it was just like any other tour. And we've been doing good. And in the last couple of days, I don't know, something went haywire. And if I were to put his story and my story together.
Because he said that you attacked him.
Which is that's what he said on Unsung, and I think, you know how you're talking fast and trying to make it sound good? You know, it's just like, she grabbed me, I grabbed her. No, these little facts are sincerely and very, very important, because for a woman to grab you, now you're in defense of yourself, and now that makes sense. But that's not what happened. What happened is that you got on the bus, and even by his own recollection, he says that whatever I was saying was grueling, or I was just hammering into him, where there were two other comedians saying things about him, as two other male comedians saying things about him as well. But let's just say that what he said is true, that I was going hardcore for I don't know what the hell reason. But you say that's why you attacked me? Because the truth of the matter is, he got on and started calling me bitches. Maybe because of what he says I said. He started calling me out of my name, and when I caught him to task on that, he doubled down on it. He said, that's how it is, bitch. So I said, well, you should.
This is like Torry, he was pretty swole back then?
Well, he's always been the same, kind of a small, cocky guy. He's compact. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
You're a dude is my whole point. We're probably about the same height, but you got, you know what I mean, you got dude power over me. But the point was that we both were having a disagreement, and at the heat of it, we both agreed to shut our mouths and look out the window and say nothing else to each other. And a few seconds after we made that agreement, he decided to say, that's right, bitch, you better shut the fuck up, or I will beat you, I'll punch you in your face, is what he said specifically. And it just kept going from that. I said, I don't want you to punch me in the face, I'm gonna shut up. And he just kept coming at it. So for you to say that I grabbed you, that pissed me off. You know, I've got kids, I got family, and I'm a woman of integrity. So it always pissed me off that TV1 never asked my opinion. They never got my side of the story. They only published his. And I do appreciate that he said that we had talked about it. Shout out to Corey Holcomb, who mediated the situation. Corey Holcomb mediated.
How does that even work?
Because he saw me upset the first time I had seen Joe after the incident. It was several years later, and I was in LA. And Joe kind of walked up to me at the Comedy Store and just walked behind me and said, hey, this shit was so fucking spooky. I hadn't seen him since Hawaii. Since Japan, excuse me. He walks up, hey, what's going on? It just bugged me out, and Corey saw me leaving and asked me what was wrong with me, and I told him, and he said, look, we got to fix this, and he said, I'm going to walk over here with you. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to mediate it with you. So for Corey Holcomb to mediate a situation, shout out to my Chi-Town brother who cares about his Chi-Town sister.
You know, that just talking about the incident, I feel like it probably had to do with the fact that you were a woman and you were embarrassing him in front of other dudes. I
very much believe that's what it was about, and it was a power struggle then. And so now that you couldn't overpower me with verbally, you decided to do it physically, which is unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. And from a coworker, you're just gonna jump on your coworker? That's dead ass wrong. And so because of that, I was totally traumatized. For my whole career, for 10 years plus, I was traveling with basically all men. And at any point in time, I had to realize that everybody could turn around and gang rape me. And what was anybody going to do? Because somebody just turned around and jumped on me and nobody did a damn thing. In fact, you all tried to say it was my fault in some kind of a way because I wanted to defend myself. If that man would have walked on that bus and called another man as many bitches as he called me, you wouldn't have expected that someone would say something back. And just to close that off a little bit, as boxers, they can't fight other people, outside of the ring. And so the way that I responded to Joe, because he said what he said to me, I wouldn't have responded to a man that wasn't a comedian in that way, to be honest with you. Because I did go hard verbally, but we're both comedians, dude. You hosted Def Jam. You know what I mean? So if we're playing the dozens and your feelings got hurt, I'm supposed to get beat up? No. All this said, we have moved on, and that was the part I said that I totally appreciated in the interview that he gave, is that he said that he likes where I'm moving, the way I'm moving in my career. He said something positive, I don't know. The same with him,
The biggest issue was just
not taking full responsibility for what you did. He did say my demons got to me that day. We'll leave it at that. But it left me very much scarred.
I was gonna think like the aftermath part of it.
Oh my God! And because even when I'm watching the TV One thing, they're like, I was wondering what was gonna happen with his career. I was wondering what was gonna happen with him, and he was getting death threats, and he was. What about me? You beat me up, dude. You know what I'm saying? What about what do I tell my son, who would want to protect me? What do I tell my ailing father at the time who wanted to protect me? You know what I'm saying? What do I tell myself when I want to get back on the road with men and feel protected? You know what I mean? And so. It was a very, it depleted me. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, it turned me into a different person for a minute, and I had to find myself, because I make money with my mouth, and my mouth got me assaulted.
So psychological battle.
It was a huge do I have a right to speak up for myself? Do I have a right to defend myself in the same way that anyone else would? Do I have a right, you know what I mean? And I do. I have full-on right to protect myself in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I can protect my mental self, you know what I mean? Because there's no way that you should get on here and be able to mentally abuse me and I not say anything, and you certainly shouldn't be able to physically abuse me. Now, going through this course, shout out to Divas in Defense, that's who I'm certified through. I do have different tactics that I use, and they're not all physical, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I knew the things that I know now, that situation would not have happened the same way. And if it still ended up physical, it would have went a whole nother way too. But I think that they teach you first and foremost, they teach you a lot of mental skills, about awareness of who you are. Yeah, a lot of different things, yeah. You just be at a different mental, I do things differently now because you don't know.
What would you done knowing what you know now? What would have been?
I probably would have stopped when I knew I had his bag. When I knew that I got you, I probably would have stopped.
Okay.
Because, like, say for instance, when it was going down and now I'm defending myself. I defended myself, and you knew to stop talking to me like that. But I wanted to make a point, and you better not ever talk to another motherfucker like that. My point was made, but the whole thing I think about is did you get the desired results? No, I got beat up. That was not my desired result. You know what I mean? My desired result is that you would think twice before you treated another woman like that. I did get that, but I also got something I didn't want, and that's where I'm saying the same in self-defense. My thing is to get away. So once, even if an attacker was on me and I struck you and now I got enough time to get away, I don't sit there and still go, and that's right, motherfucker, and don't you ever come, and don't you ever, you know what I mean? And I feel like, and I'm not gonna say it's right or wrong, it's just what I chose to do in that moment because I was so hurt and so offended. But now I have enough strength within me that I can say, okay, now I think you understand. And I have an opportunity to get away from that situation instead of.
Versus, it seems like it's more emotional control.
It was very emotional for you to get on this thing and try to control me in the way that he did. It was, no. I'm telling, and then as a woman and a woman that's on stage, I have to have a certain bravado about me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? To be able to command people's attention the way that I do. You know what I mean? So it all plays a part of.
The community of comedy is so tight-knit. Mm-hmm. Did you keep hearing stuff get back to you about the incident?
People were talking to me about it last week. And people always talk.
Was it getting annoying, or was it like...
No, because it's out of concern. One, it's like, did that really happen? Are you serious? And then for my sisters, they're wondering, do I have to worry about that too? Yeah. Some of the people that are taking my class this Saturday are female comedians. I'm not the only female woman that's been attacked. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're on the road, and whether it's your coworker, some drunk from a club, some handsy whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like we put ourselves in some pretty sticky situations on a nightly basis. You know what I mean? Even going to collect my money and walk to my car sometimes by myself. You know, these are situations where I need to feel confident that I can protect myself, you know? And I want to inspire other women to do the same. You can get more information, vfraction at divasinDefense.com. If you want to email me, you can definitely go to my website, vanessafraction.com, and I'll have information on there, which will just lead you also to Divas in Defense if you want more information on the company in general that certified me. But yeah, you can definitely go to either one of those. My website's always best because I'll direct you.